Hello. Welcome to the I Am Woman podcast. We are back with another episode. I have a special guest here by the name of Roxy Aguirre. Am I getting that right?
Hi, everybody.
There we go. Yes.
So happy to be here.
Yes, she's beautiful, talented. She's a mother. She balances her career, her businesses, her love for traveling. So we have a lot to get into. She's also about women empowerment, so we'll touch on that. And yeah, let's just hop right in. So
I'm so ready. So ready, Taylor. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Taylor.
Yes.
Her podcast is amazing, and she's so powerful, and she encouraged women to be here. And I'm so proud. I'm just so proud to be here. Thank you.
Yes, I'm happy that you're here. It was a pleasure of connecting with you a few months ago. So I'm happy that
I met her at a really cool event, and then it was really cool, by the way, because as a woman, that we navigated different situations, different times of life where sometimes you're really high, sometimes you're really down.
Yes.
To meet other women that encourage women to continue the journey and don't stop. I'm just very happy, and it was instant connection, and I was like, I can't wait to be in the podcast.
Yes, oh my gosh. So happy. So let's start from the beginning. Who is Roxy?
Well, Roxy, first of all, is an individual, a little bit of rebel, but like the good kind. So I'm born in Mexico. I was born, I already born, so I was born in Mexico. My English might get in the way sometimes. Yeah. I swear to God, I'm already grown up. So I was born in Mexico in a very traditional family, a small town. My mother, it was more like a matriarca. My family, my mother was the stronger one. My dad is a sweetheart, but she was the one that, she always showed me how to be strong. She didn't have to tell me. I just saw her going through a lot, and she always keep her head high. And my dad was always there for her to support her journey. So that was a great background. I grew up, have a happy childhood. Yeah. They built this pink bubble for me. I grew up, I went to college, and it was amazing. Oh, college was so much fun.
College is such a fun time.
Literally, okay, let me tell you a little
We'd
story.
Go back in a heartbeat, honestly.
In college. So, okay, so Mom, she passed away, so please don't kill me. Dad, please don't kill me for what I'm about to say. So when I was in college, I had roommates, right? So I had 2 roommates and my neighbors. There were 3 guys, and on our apartment was 3 girls. So we would play cards every night. Okay. And then we would order beer from a store nearby almost every night. Like a student college, we were broke, so we just get whatever we can get,
exactly, right? Whatever you can find.
So one day we didn't call, and then the place called us, and it's like, are you guys okay? Do you guys need a beer? We were like, no.
You all were regulars, so
yeah,
they're
so
you're not calling today.
But they were but college was so much fun. I did, how you call it when you go in the road and they just kind of ask for rides?
Oh, hitchhike.
Yeah, hitchhike. So we did that. My roommates and me. One of my roommates, she had a broken leg. And she's like, I'm going with you guys. I'm like, dude, you're not going to be able to make it. Just went to a place called Real de 14. Real de 14 is the town where, I don't know if you guys are familiar with peyote.
Okay.
So that's where the Indians go and do this ceremony, and they dance and pour blood and do all this ceremony, and they get the peyote and do the whole thing. So it's it's like a mushroom, but it's different thing. Okay. And they do this, so we went there because not because of peyote, but just went there because it's a very a spiritual place, right? Right. So we left, we packed 1 backpack, and we just took a ride. We were about 10 people. And then we would go in the big trucks, and they have a room in the back, and we just get 2 or 3. And we finally made it there. And then my roommate, she was with crushes and leg broken. Oh my gosh. And then we got there. It was middle of the night, no hotel. So we sleep in the park. And then the police came. They're like, what are you guys doing here? We're like, we have nowhere to go until the morning, So they said, well, you cannot just sleep. You got to at least sit and pretend like you're sitting. So we're sitting there all night until
Right,
Next
right.
day, then we took a jeep.
Uh-huh.
But this like the old jeeps, like in the movies, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
like we're like holding from the jeep, and the jeep was moving, and we're like
Oh my
about like we're
gosh.
going to
Rocking
just
back
like
and forth.
yeah,
like,
we're
oh my
about
gosh.
these mountains, and you have these like huge cliffs, and the thing is just going like this, and you're in Mexico. I'm sorry, I love you, Mexico, in my country, but you never know what's going to happen there. So,
And your friend with the broken leg is still with you.
oh, she was there too.
Oh my God.
She got the front seat because she was the one that got the front. We
Still,
all
like-
the rest were like got the worst
Oh my
seats, and then we
gosh.
went, and then we make it, and then we got to the place, the desert,
Yeah.
where the Indians go and do this ceremony,
Right.
which is a very sacred ceremony. So we went there, we camped, and then we started. So when you go and get the peyote, you cannot just cut it.
Right.
You had the male peyote and the female peyote, and the traditions say you had to like, gently move
right.
the because they're in the floor or in the ground.
Oh,
So you had
right.
to move the staff around and just friendly take it out. You cannot just go and
right,
cut
right,
it.
right.
And
It's
then you do the
sacred.
whole thing. So it was really fun. So
Oh
that
my
was my college
gosh.
adventure after adventure.
Yeah.
Then my mother, as beautiful human she was, she said like she knew me, she knew I needed to fly. So she's like, "Where are you gonna go after?" I was like, "Well, I finished my degree, so I got a internship program in Stanford."
Oh, nice.
So I went to Stanford. I stayed with a host family.
Uh-huh.
And some of the things that happened there. So I was there. I got there.
Uh-huh.
And, according to me, I know all the English on the planet.
Right, right.
Until I got there. I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't know English. Like, somebody
Oh,
lied
no.
to me. So I went to the store, and I'm like, can I get nipples? They're like, what? I'm like, nipples. They're like, oh, meatballs. I'm like, Dad.
Right.
And it was hard.
Yeah.
I was in a different country with a beautiful host family, but still in a different country. I didn't understand much of the language, even though I know English.
Right.
But I make it through, and it was a great experience.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I went from that to, I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? I finished my program in Stanford, and I say it's time to fly again.
Yeah.
So I started to, like, the universe put me in a path where I had the opportunity to go and live in different countries. And the one thing I learned, more than one thing that I learned living in many different countries, Europe, South America,
Right.
Canada, it was that you had to learn to let people go. And that was probably the hardest thing for me.
That's a word.
Because it's like you're happy to be in another place, but it still doesn't feel like home.
Right.
And you meet beautiful people, but then when you move the next time, you had to let go them.
Yeah.
Friends, beautiful people, and it's hard.
So could you ever like really be comfortable and like feel like you were setting
I
roots?
So moving around, the first place I ever feel like I was in home again, it was Hawaii.
Oh, okay. We were just talking about that earlier. I just went in the beginning of this year.
Years
Right.
or living in different countries and learning so much about other people and what other people had to go through and places and culture, I landed in Hawaii. I was in Canada before that. Winter was killing me. And I say, I need heat. So I grabbed the map and I said, where am I going to go that is so hot? And I was like, Hawaii. I never been there.
Yeah.
Just grab a map and pick that place. Went there. And that was the first time I feel home. Why? Because it's something about it.
It's something.
It's something.
I couldn't put my finger on it either.
Like
it's
a very spiritual land.
It is.
Like the land is spiritual. It reminds me Mexico a little bit because they're very protective with their land.
Yeah.
They're very like family unit.
Yeah.
Like every weekend you will see all the locals like in the parks having barbecues.
Right.
You see all the locals surfing and they will help each other. I mean, they can be rough, but
it's very community based.
yeah. So that's the first time I feel like I was in a real community. So it feels home. And I up to today, I still, when I go there, I still feel home. And if I need, like when I go there, I go in the ocean and it's like a big recharge. Like my soul, it just feels better.
Yeah.
Like my energy. my chakras. I feel
Yeah.
more down the earth,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And I
agree.
was there for like 3 years, and it was amazing.
It was.
But
Yeah.
you know, just like my journey, I was like, okay, that's it. Like, I'm great here. It's time to go. So I came to California. I came to LA. I lived here
Okay.
before for a few months.
Okay. Yeah.
So what happened? The first part of my transition was like when you, and that's for anybody that most moves to different place. When you move to another place, you can't compare that place with other place because it's never gonna be the same. So when I first moved to LA, I was trying to find Hawaii in LA.
Yeah.
But I was like, the ocean is not the same. It doesn't feel the same. Weather is different. Until one day I was like, you know what? This is not Hawaii. This is LA, and this is my home now. And I had to love LA for what it has to offer.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it's my favorite place in the planet. Like, I live in many countries, and LA has everything I can possibly desire. And just some things that I don't like, but no place is perfect, ever. You know? So I went to my journey. Then I went to UCLA. I got pregnant at that time.
Okay.
And I, you know, with the father of my kids. And, you know, I was very scared. And even though I was 29, I was still very scared.
Yeah.
I was like, am I ready for this? Like, can I go through this? It was honestly, I have friends that have been through worse. And I had it all fine. Like, I have a person that was there for me, you know, the father of my son, like my kids. And, you know, it was no reason for me to have that kid.
Okay.
But it passed in my mind for a minute, like, should I not, you know? But I was
you're still young, you're still living life.
Yeah, like I was like, I've been traveling. Can I do this?
Right.
Then I have this dream. Because I had so many confusion in my head. And one day I was dreaming, and I had the dream like it. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but like the ultrasound where you see a baby. I saw this baby desperate, like almost like desperate, like almost like begging me to let him leap, you know, to let him born. I just, you know, after that dream, I was like, you know, I have no reason to not do it. I'm just talking for me, not judging anybody. This is just in my specific case.
Of course.
Then I had my son, and, you know, everything seems fine. Then around when he was 2 years, I kind of knew that something was different.
Okay.
You know, like as a baby, he would look the ceiling for long periods. He was very quiet. And then and then around 2 years when he was going to little school, they told me something might not be okay. You know? And then I was like, you know, when you're a parent, honestly, you're in denial. So I didn't know what they were talking about. I had no experience with kids. So I'm like, you know, it will be okay. Yeah. Then, you know, time passed around almost 3, and it just came very obvious. He wasn't making progress verbally. It was just like he was very isolated. He wasn't really communicating with other kids. So I had to deal with. I took him to tests. You know, they do a psychology test, and they say, well, he's autistic. I will tell you something. I thought I knew a fear before that. You know, I will go in Hawaii and just big waves in our shore, thinking that I was afraid. Yeah. That day, when I had to swallow that, that day I truly knew what fear was. That day I was like, now I'm really scared. Not for me, for him. That's the day that I learned what a fear feels. Like what true fear about like uncertainty, what's going to happen. Because I will go and I had no idea what, you know, autism was. Right. I was not informed. I was not educated about it. I never went through that experience before with anybody, so I didn't know. So when they told me, I had to figure out. Yeah. And the one thing I had to learn, my emotions, they needed to go on the side.
Sit on the back seat, yeah.
It's like, my emotions, they're gonna have to wait. Yeah. Because my son needs me right now, and if I get emotional, I will not make it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too hard. So, yeah, I will go to doctors and appointments, and I will leave. I will go in the car. I would just cry for hours. And I'm like, just let it out on my own, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I will go and learn about it. And then I will look for therapies. I mean, I went through a whole journey. I spent years just focused on that, like nothing else.
Wow.
So when I was doing that, I was still somehow trying to go to UCLA, getting my master's degree in architecture and interior design, because I always loved design and culture and architecture, anything connected to design. But I was like, you know, with my son, and when I couldn't, I would do another quarter there, and I was just back and forth. It took me forever to finish because I needed to focus on my son.
Yeah. Then,
you know, I learned a lot. I would sit with him in every therapy, and I would learn, like, they would, you know, speech therapy, ABA, OT, I mean, name it.
Yeah.
You know, I was terrified the whole time. Because I would say, like, so what is going to be his life? Will he be able to be independent?
Right.
Do I need to be alive forever so he can always have who take care? Like, what does this mean?
Exactly.
You know? The journey was really hard, and I'm still in the journey. You know, it never ends. But that was when I truly understand fear. When I discover that, you know, like, you think you care about you, and that's great. But when you have a son, a daughter, and you get involved with that person, and the whole world change. Because it's not about you anymore. Like, I used to go in big waves. No problem. What can happen? Gonna break my neck, gonna die, who cares?
Right.
How my kids, can die, can really be disabled. I have to make sure I don't get myself in a situation where they can have what they need.
Right.
So when I was dealing with my son, I had my second son, right? My poor thing wasn't even walking. I was already pregnant with the second one. Name it Latina. We're rabbits. What can I say? But like for those babies, like nothing. It's like you sneeze. Oh, a baby. I'm pregnant now.
Exactly. Came like that.
Yeah. So I had my second son. Grateful for it. You know, he doesn't have a disability, but at the time, he was showing some symptoms, and I was terrified. I was like, oh no, this is, you know, like, I don't want him to have to go through the same.
Yeah.
So, you know, luckily with the time, everything, like, he got it, you know, like, step by step, right? But for some period, I wasn't sure.
Oh, okay.
But when I was, you know, I was raising the second one, when I was trying to work with my first one, and then when I had my second one, I started to get sick. I was getting really tired. I didn't know why. I was just tired. I spent 2 years trying to figure out why, you know, until one day I went to GI, and he's like, okay, let me test you for Lyme disease.
Yes.
And I'm like,
that's another obstacle.
I'm like, I didn't know what was that. I'm like,
you know,
Lyme
wow,
disease?
this
I'm
next.
like, what's this? Well, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But all I know was really sick.
Right.
And then he's like, well, you're positive. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what is Lyme disease? And he said, well, like, he explained me. So I had to go through a whole different journey. Right. I was going to the same journey with my son when I had to go to my own journey to bring myself back, because I'm like, I can help my kids if I can be healthy or at least have energy.
Right.
The same time I was doing all that, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And she's like, I mean, she's still, even though she's in heaven, she's like my superstar.
Your rock. Yeah.
My rock. And I was like, oh. So she was dealing with liver cancer. No. Well, it went all over, but it was, I can't remember. Like,
any type of cancer.
It was an organ, like, I'm trying to remember the name in English. But, you know.
You can say it in Spanish.
Kidney.
Okay, yes.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
So I was going through all this journey, and I would say, as a woman, I just had to give up that part of me.
Which part?
Being a woman. Like, I had to be a mom, a daughter, and fix my health. It was no time to be
But
a
that's
woman.
what the essence of a woman is. We handle all of that, and we handle it with grace.
And, you know, and I learned a lot. And that's why I pushed so hard for what I am right now, because I had to put on the side my dreams, like my career.
Yeah.
You know, me as me, just me.
Yeah.
Outside being a mom, outside being a daughter, outside anything, just me.
Yeah.
I had to put that on the side and be like, I will get back to you.
Selflessness.
Let me figure, just like with
Right.
emotions, when my son is like, I will get back to you
Right.
later. Like, let me center myself and
Exactly.
just spit it
I
out.
haven't forgotten, but let me just refocus.
Let me refocus and focus, and then I go back to that.
Yeah.
So one thing I remember when I was dealing with Lyme disease is I promised myself the day that I get my health back, I will never let it go again. Like, I would not allow my health to go down ever again.
Yeah.
Because when you grow up and you're young and all that, everything is fine.
Yeah.
It's until you get really sick and you're like, oh shit. Then you realize what is to be healthy.
Exactly.
To wake up with energy.
You don't take that for granted. Like, you're just like, wow.
I would forget things. I was like, what is happening to me? It was like I wasn't me anymore. But I'm like, you know, but I was always, I would say the one thing I didn't allow to get damaged, it was my soul. Like, I was like, my soul would stay intact. It doesn't matter what's happening, what's coming to me. I will keep my soul clean.
Your spirit is
my
still,
spirit will stay there.
Good.
And I will keep fighting.
Because a lot of people lose themselves.
No, I was like, I will keep fighting.
Yeah.
I want to be sexy. I want to
finish
my career. I want to do all this thing.
I have things to do.
I want to be the super mom. The kids like, that's your mom?
Right, exactly.
You know, like, I know that I'm trying to, you know, like, I want to be like this super mom.
Yeah.
So I went through all the journey. It took me about 5-6 years to get my health back.
Okay.
And then when I finally was feeling good again and my son was more stable, then I had my third kid.
Okay, yes.
And I was like, what a sneaky one. Where are your kids
Number
from?
3 crept up on you, yeah.
I know, you know, same that.
Right, you're like, let me get that right.
It's all the same man.
Good,
so, you know, I have him, and I would say he's the craziest one. I'm so grateful for all my kids, but I feel like that third one, it just came to put the spicy on it.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's like, oh, I will make all you crazy.
Yeah.
Then when I started the journey, so I was like, okay, I was doing the UCLA, and then I was like, you know, I wanted to feel good about myself. I wanted to feel me again.
Right.
I was being a sexual being, you know, it's just
owning it.
Yeah. So I was like, I gotta do photo shoots. So I was like, let's just do photo shoot and have fun.
Yeah.
So I remember my first photo shoot. I got lucky to have a great photographer.
Okay, good.
And he directed me really well. I went to Victoria's Secret, got some cool lingerie, and you know, I had some help from technology.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting 3 kids. So I was like, I'm ready to kill
Why
it.
not? Yeah.
And I started to do like the photo shoots. I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Then I did the next one. And every time I would do a photo shoot, I would go and style it myself, and I would study what to wear and how to, you know. So I started to get really into fashion. I'm like, this is really fun.
Yeah,
like stylist, fashion, modeling, all this stuff. Like
the whole
crazy,
world.
the whole world, you know, like a whole different world. So I started to get really into it.
Yeah.
And I started to feel me again.
Good.
And then when I started to feel me again, I was like, what can I do to help other women to feel them again?
Yes.
Like,
because it's a universal feeling.
Yeah, like everybody
wanting
goes,
to get back to that version that you knew and loved. Everybody loved, yeah.
And everybody goes to their own journey.
They do.
You know, when you see anyone in the street, they all have a story. They all have a journey. Sometimes we misjudge people.
Right.
And we don't know. So it's like, what can I do to create something that, like, a safe place for them?
Yeah.
You know, so coming from like dealing with the autism with my son, and then being a woman from like a very, you know, old-fashioned country, but still kind of never feel like I fit there. I always feel like I didn't fit completely. Like I was always like, I always had to content myself. I'm like, okay, let's mix it. So the name Love Roxy came out.
Yes.
And I was like, and why? Because when you write a letter for somebody that you love, for somebody that you care, at the end you always put like love and your name. It's like your way to say thank you.
Yeah.
So I say, I'm going to create a brand, and this will include, it's like an ecosystem. So the main goal for me is two things. The main goal for my brand is the nonprofit for autistic kids.
Exactly.
Which the idea is to create like farms in different places, because farms have animals and plants and outdoors. And so when I was working with my son, I used to take him to a farm. And they will have animals, and they will use the animals to work with them. And it was so peaceful, and it was so safe, and it was just, I saw my son be, and that's when he started to talk. Because he started to talk, like, because
to the
animals make you comfortable. You don't feel the pressure. You don't feel like you have to answer back.
That's what I always felt when I went to like zoos or
like, you know, like that's why they have like service animals. Things like that.
Exactly.
It's something about it, you know. So the idea came like, you know what, like if I just can create a nonprofit where families can bring their kids and they're adults that have the disability, and they can, I wouldn't say work, but they can go in these farms and work with animals, work with plants, and then these farms can be efficient, out efficient. Then it will all be taken care of. And because as being a mom with autistic son, I know that one day I will die, and definitely has to be me before my kids. But what's going to happen to them after? You know, like
you want to make sure they're straight, they're set.
A lot of families have the same question. I'm like, you know what? Like I know my other two kids will watch their brother, you know, but I had to leave them set up with something that it's, you know. So I'm like, I want to create these farms where even adults with disability, like severe disability, that they cannot work in a store or anything, they can come and work there and make money. Even if it's just not a big amount, but just go there, get therapy, work with the animals, with the plants, do things, you know, in a quiet environment, you know, something that's sensorial friendly, and they can make a profit from it, and hopefully that helps them somehow. You know, and then that's the idea with the nonprofit, and then the fashion. That part is what I want to empower women. The fashion and the podcast. Why? Because I believe that every woman, even the most shy one, wants to be sexy. Now, sexy means something different for every woman.
It does.
So I'm like,
what's your definition?
For me, it's
because I know mine too.
For me, it's just feel confident.
Okay. Yes.
It's like feel yourself. Feel like you can be you. Whoever is you. If you like to be covered, but that's what makes you feel good. Then do it.
You can be cutely covered. You can still be sexy.
Or you like to wear a tiny dress, and you know, but you're just scared. You know,
do it.
So to me, sexy is just feel confident and feel safe. Feel that you're safe. That no matter what is around you, you're safe. And because when you walk, you will show that. You will show that you're confident. You will show that you're safe. That you don't feel threat. That you don't feel judged. Because a lot, especially women, sometimes women are our worst enemies. Sometimes women will judge women very harsh.
True.
You know? And I feel like when it comes to clothing, for me, I'm working in a line that it will fit a very curvy woman and a very not curvy woman. And a super in shape woman and more like, you know, comfortable shape. Like whatever is, I don't know the names for shapes, but you know what I mean.
Right.
But it will
it's for universal.
But it will enhancement your whatever that you have going on that is good. It will enhance that. And whatever it's no like super good, it will hide it. Not because you want to hide it, but just it will create a form, a shape that when you walk, first of all, it's clothing that you can wear in Paris or you can wear in Miami. Meaning that is two totally different places.
Totally, but
because I live in Paris and I live, you know, like I'm living on this place. Yeah, wait. How much is the pouch of a pal? Like, I don't know.
I'm like, I don't know too much, but I know that one.
I don't know. I learned from some like Frenchy boyfriend. Roxana.
Yes, there we go.
My ex-boyfriend in college, he was French, and every time he would get angry, he'll be like, puta.
What does that mean?
Puta. I don't know. It was a French thing.
We have to find that out what it means now.
He would be puta.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, okay.
Right.
I guess, like, I don't know.
Doesn't really
I
mean
like,
anything about it.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. I don't know. So
something like that. So the purpose of this line, it's like culturally, it has to fit different cultures.
Right.
Meaning like
crossover.
Yes. Why? Because like I come from Mexico, and I'm telling you, like sometimes they start out with work here. Like this, I will not wear in my home. Like
right.
And those because it's not like, but it's like, you know, like they're like souls. I love you, family. You guys awesome. I'm just kidding, but like, you know, like it's a little bit more, you know, like conservative. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, it's been a while, so maybe now it's different. But you know, like around my family at least.
Yeah,
you know, like I would have to be more proper.
Right.
You know? But then here I can go crazy. Yeah. Who knows?
I know.
But who knows?
That is free game.
What is freaking thing happening around here? I don't know. But, you know, the point is, like, I believe that woman, like, we all, like, you know, we all have different roles.
Right.
You know, some woman, you know, you have businesswoman, motherhood.
Right.
Everybody's different. But I feel like sometimes the woman forget who they are. Why? Because they're overwhelmed.
Yeah, they're balancing all of that.
Yeah, and women tend to give.
Give so much.
Give, and you know, nursery. And sometimes when you nursery the things around you, the people around you, sometimes you let go yourself. Why? Because there's no time. You're very tired. You might not have the emotional support. And I'll tell you, like, I've been talking with some friends, and they're going through some difficult stuff, and it made me think, like, what else can you do to help women? Yeah. Like, you know, you have all kind of problems with women, you know, like a woman that gets pregnant without wanting, woman that's been abused, woman that have a great life. Yeah. But even the woman that had it all together will still need that support and that love, and, you know, it's a lot of things.
And even when people think they have it together, but they really inside are just,
you know, sometimes they just want to
curled
hide
up, needing that support,
you know. And I feel like sometimes when they trying to be them and all them, they get joshed. You know, sometimes women will go like, I don't care, I'm just gonna do what I want, and people will stop them and be like, no,
because they're afraid.
Exactly. Or sometimes they want to have what that woman has. And because they can't live that life, they get jealous and they will judge them. Or they will make, you know, like, I'm not perfect, but I don't know your story. So whatever you do, you might have very good reasons. You know, I think as long as you don't kill or rob or steal, do something like really bizarre to other people, everybody gets the right to be them, you know?
Exactly. I agree.
So that's kind of like my goal, my brand. It's mostly focused in, you know, help families and that have to go through the disability, and kids and adults they had to deal with the disability, and women, because you make stronger women, then they will make the people around them stronger too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and they will push other women and men. Because I'm not trying to take anything from men. I love men. I adore men. Yes. I love
You sound
men.
like Cher. I love men.
I love men. What can I say?
I just don't think I need no. I'm joking.
Like, honestly, I do need men. But it's but it's like
we
for the, you know, I think we all need company.
We need each other.
You know, like we all need each other.
Right.
Man, woman, you know, we all need each other.
And that's such like in the pop culture is such like a thing where people are like, oh, I don't need a woman. Oh, I don't need a man. True. It's just like, yes, we both need each other, and it's okay to say that. You know,
and I do believe that we have to respect
like
each one's roles too.
Right.
You know, like I don't want to take manhood from men.
Right.
And I don't want men take womanhood for women, like
Exactly.
I have boys. I want them to be respect and have boundaries towards men, women, just like women should have. I don't think that neither one should like take advantage from the other one or take credit from the other one. Like I personally enjoy to feel safe and have a person that made me feel safe.
Yeah.
Like I had no problem with that.
Right.
I had no problem to be alone, but I do prefer not to be alone.
Yeah.
That's my preference.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I cannot be alone, like I can center myself and, wait for the right person.
Yeah. I think as humans, we all deserve and want that type of like human interaction. So it's only right to be like, I don't want to be alone. Like I actually want somebody to experience life with.
I mean, like all the times in college they are running around. Like, how, like, I always have a man with me. Like,
right.
when I went out for a ride, I'm like, hey, dude, come with me,
Yeah.
Like, please, like, don't let me, like, even, like, in Hawaii when I was surfing, I was with my instructor. And, it was times where we were getting some big waves, and I was happy to have him there, because he would rescue me if I really needed to. So, I think, so I just want to do whatever I can to help.
Yeah.
And,
I think the message is beautiful.
And then, I'm working in a podcast too. It's not out yet, and it's called Sexy Affairs. And it's all about sex.
Yes. I know. I wanted to tap into that. I'm like,
it's all about sex.
Let's talk about the SEX
word. It's about time. Okay.
I know.
PG people, time to go sleep. We're moving to R.
Right.
PG-20.
The adults are talking now.
The adults. Let the adults.
Yes.
Wash your eyes. I'm just kidding. So part of all these things, right?
Yeah.
Like part of me being me is like I'm always been a very sexual person.
Yes.
And I do believe that men and women have needs, and it's always a way to satisfy those needs in a safe way, and an emotionally and physical safe way.
Yeah.
Whatever means for anybody. Everybody have their own different idea what
right,
that
right.
mean, Not gonna tag on that.
I know.
But some people are like, 20 partners is very safe.
I know, right? Like orgies.
Okay.
Like I love that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Not me, but
I like 101. But that's just like what I'm saying. So the point is like, I was like, I love to talk about sex, and I love sex, and I believe sex is a healthy habit.
It is, yeah.
Just like coffee or tea, whatever it is that you like. But like I almost have orgasms every day.
Ooh, okay, I need the tea. How?
I have, the little thing that you have next to your bed, and you open the drawer, and it's like a bunch of toys there.
Okay.
It's I'm like, which one is gonna be my partner?
The toys. Yeah. See, I haven't explored toys like that.
A lot of them. Yeah.
I'm like, what's one of your favorites?
Rabbit, go rabbit, go rabbit.
Okay, what is the rabbit like?
Come on.
The arousal is like each time.
You guys know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's like this, and it's like the dick and this thing on the side, kind of.
Oh, okay, I've seen one of those. Yeah.
So when you go in, the thing that is in here is playing outside too. So.
Okay, so it's doing double duty.
Kind of, yeah. But okay. I mean, you can use it any way you want. But that's how.
Yeah. But there's two different orgasms.
Well, it depends on your body. It's every woman is different.
Yeah.
Some women come more like on the outside.
Right.
Other woman need more stimulation inside. So it really depends what is your body.
Yeah.
Every woman usually knows their body.
Right,
At least I know mine because I play too much with my body.
Right. But you should know your body inside out. You have to live in your body forever.
It's like a meditation for some people. I just have orgasms. That's my meditation.
Now, can you have an orgasm like that?
Oh, so quick, so fast, so often.
Yeah.
Like these things. Because once you know your body, you just know what to do, where to go.
Right.
Like you can decide how fast you're gonna come or not.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, when it comes to be with a man, which I love that.
Right.
It's just like hoping that you are with the right man that knows where to go.
And they know what they're doing.
You have to help
know where to go. Exactly.
You can, sometimes you will get lucky and you get the man that knows the whole thing. Yeah. And other times you need to just tell them something so
Yeah, a
they
little
can go to
teaching.
the right
Yeah.
place, just like they probably will tell you, oh, this and this,
Exactly with them, right?
You have to exchange information.
Yeah.
But I feel like, so because I think everybody's sexual being, but I'm
Yeah.
okay and I'm openly about
Sexually free,
Yeah,
right.
like well, I'm sexually free, so it's bad, but I mean, like, I okay with be a sexual person.
Yeah.
I don't be
You're okay in your
shame on that.
sexuality, yeah.
But I'm safe and like
Yes.
I don't like
Good.
that's what I have my toys. So
Yeah. Good.
I can always have an orgasm, whatever I'm in a partnership or no, it's always a plan B in my door.
Yeah. Good. You got the backup. Yeah.
So, so because I like, I mean, I go to Hustler. And
Okay,
like,
yeah,
I
I've
even
been
get
there, yes.
discounts. I might have like a membership. They give me a discount.
Oh, yes. Okay, another regular.
Another regular. I'm like, I'm like, just one died. I'm like, well, ladies, don't burn these things out.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, well, I need a new one. So,
Right.
so because that, I was like, I want to put it out there.
Yeah.
And, like Sex in the City, how they talk about sex the whole freaking time.
Yeah, right.
But it's such a subtle and funny and real
Yeah.
that you can swallow it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
that happened. That's true. So
Right.
that's my point. It's like, this is about something that grandma can watch,
Yeah.
teenager can watch, probably not the little ones, but teenager, mama,
Yeah.
and sit together and just laugh.
Yes.
I mean, we're gonna have sex shoes, we're gonna have the Pandora box, we're gonna have the 69 section, like it's all kind of stuff, like questions, like it will be very dynamic, but the intention is to saying that the fashion is like to empower, in this case, men and women with sexuality.
Yeah.
And that can be so many things. That can be how you feel about yourself, even like how comfortable you are with explore your body, or how comfortable you are with your partner, to each other learn from each other.
Right.
What is it you need, that you want? I feel like a lot of the relationships, they wouldn't work better if they were more honest.
Yes.
Because a lot of times,
Yep.
especially woman, you don't want to say
Right,
it.
because you don't want to hurt feelings.
I can't tell him
Yeah.
that didn't give me the orgasm. I had to fake it. Like men can really fake it, because I mean,
Right.
if they're faking it or not.
Exactly, right.
But woman can go different ways.
Yeah.
So I feel like if couples or partnerships, have a better communication and more open mind about sexuality, it will be more fun.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge part of any relationship.
It is.
Like, honestly, like, I don't care what people say. Like,
Yeah.
if you have that and you have good communication and you have good connection, nothing can break that relationship.
Right.
Why people sometimes go somewhere else is because they don't have what they need. And why? Because they don't communicate sometimes about, like, what they need.
Yeah.
So for me, it's important to talk about it out there and put it out there and be like, this is a reality. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We live in this reality. We're human beings. We get horny with them. It happened.
Yeah.
No matter how much you want to deny.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah.
So deal with it. But, it's like, we're going to have like all kind of guests, strippers,
Yes.
LGBT community, doctors, like, people that design the toys, things like that, like porn
Give like
stars.
sexual education. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
it's all like different views,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even like the people that design, like, what was telling me? I think like a show or something that is about this lady that she made business in the 40s or 50s selling dildos.
Oh wow.
But she was like really ahead of her time. I can't remember the show. I try to remember who told me about this. And the whole thing is like hilarious. Like she lost her
hilarious.
like she lost her job, and next thing you know, she's making dildos.
Wow.
But it's like in the 40s or 50s. And I was like, oh there were dildos already.
She must have been wanting to do that.
I was like, but I think it's like honestly, like I think it's like a real story or something.
Oh wow.
But like I went to the first when I was doing all this search, about the podcast with the person that I'm working with, this person is amazing too about this too. like like the podcast and the structure and everything. We went to different sex shops to learn.
Wow.
Oh my God, the things I found. I was like, what is this thing? Who put this in?
I know.
I was like,
God, it can go that big.
I don't know, big. And they had this like, I can't remember, it's like liquid, right? That they say like when you put it, they sell it and like you put in your leather clothes, but it really what it is, it's to stimulate you, so it kind of turn you on, but they can.
So it goes through your skin.
Yeah, but they can officially sell it like that. So they sell it as like something that you put in the like like the leather from like these strippers, like some outfits for like sex, and then you put it on it and it can stimulate, and it's supposed to like make you kind of high, but no, it's no drug or anything. It's just kind of like get you horny.
Yeah, it gets you aroused. Yeah.
And then then I went to all these sex shops and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like. I mean, I know the basics. I thought I knew it about toys.
But it's so much
more.
But
when I was going around, I'm like, holy, like,
wow.
They call it like Pandora, but I just find out they call it Pandora. I'm like, I just call it my sex toy box, whatever. But I guess it's a more friendly way. And then, like I went there and I saw these ones. They had this like a glass ones too that they give you like a teeny electricity, but it's like very teeny.
Oh, like a little shock.
Yeah, but it like you put it in your skin and it's like say like it's the other person put it in your back and it just kind of stimulates you. It's kind of like a tingly.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, I was learning something. I'm like, this is
like the things people think of.
I'm like, well, whoever is designing this thing. So I'm like, maybe I'm the wrong job, right?
Oh my gosh. I'm sure it's a multi-million-dollar business. So.
My God, like they think, and
our industry,
Yeah, like, the things for the ass, for the pussy. I mean,
we can go on and on, I'm sure.
Name it. But I was like, like sexuality to me is a major part of humanity, and it doesn't matter how much they want to deny it in the 1800s or whatever, it's always going to be part of human. Like anything that has to be with the body, you can't deny. You can't deny that you're going to get hungry. You can't deny that you're going to get thirsty. You can't deny that you're going to get horny. Like it's just natural. And we sometimes as society, just like when I say I want to empower a woman to wear something that they feel proud, but safe.
Yes.
They don't feel judged. Why? Because sometimes society, we, rules are for a reason. I get it, so we can all kind of coexist. But sometimes these rules, they can mess you up a little bit,
Yeah.
Like can slow you down or make you think that some things are no good or confuse you, like it's so much to learn.
It is.
About yourself, like
still learning.
I mean, how many friends you have that they told you like I never have an orgasm. Like I know girls that they never have one orgasm. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
But I think it's because when you don't explore your body, when you don't know what can give you that, that you don't know how to tell others to give you that.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's all a learning.
Exactly. Wow.
But that's why that was Sexy at First podcast is kind of like let's talk about
I
sex
love
and figure out together.
Talk about the taboo,
Yeah, let's figure out together.
Yes.
Kind of like
and
that.
I think it'll be great. I'm like excited to like
I'm excied
watch
too.
and
We're gonna make them
listen,
to do pull downs and all this
I need to learn what new positions and
you're like Kama Sutra
toys and
Kama Sutra what? It's like beginner, intermediate, super advanced. I don't know. Flexible.
That's where I'm trying to get to.
I know. Tie up, flexible, no flexible. Like
exactly.
So
many categories.
Like I just at the end the whole brand is Love Roxy, and it all goes to this is my letter to you, means society, the universe. Of love. It's my way to say thank you. Yeah. Because I'm grateful for the people that have been in my life, for the beautiful childhood and young, years I have. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful to be a woman. Like I'm grateful for being me. It might be annoying for some people, but we can all get over. But,
right.
But it's my way to say what can I do?
Yeah.
Because I was helped. I was privileged to have a great people around me.
Yeah.
So I want to do something
Do the
to
same.
show that I'm, like
Giving
I
back,
want
yes.
to give back
Right.
something,
Yeah.
like it's not just about get.
Yeah.
You have to give something
You
too,
do. And that's exactly what you're doing, and I love it. Oh my gosh.
Working on it.
Just amazing. We
Working
could just
on it.
go on and talk about more, but like as a wrap up, I always ask my guests.
Yes.
So, because you have faced so many different obstacles and you've been resilient and you've persevered, what are 3 advice tips that you could give to women? It could be men, but just that are facing and trying to get over and push through that hump.
I will say, first of all, protect your soul. You have to protect your soul. I know sometimes it seems like the planet is going down on you, but if you can protect that part of you, your spirit, your essence, and you don't forget that, you can put it on the side, but don't forget who you are, what made you you.
Right.
What are the things that made you think? And like I always think about, like, in my life, like the good years, what are the things that made me be me? So definitely that's 1, protect your soul. 2, don't judge people. Because we all have stories, and sometimes, just like we don't want to be judged, we shouldn't judge other people unless because you don't know. Like, I would say, don't judge people, because that will go both ways. If you don't feel judged and you don't judge other people, then it gives you more space, more freedom to make decisions, to find solutions. So protect your soul, don't judge people, and stay in your ground. Like, keep your boundaries, stay in your ground.
Yeah.
The things that you believe, they are truly your core, don't change that for other people. Because you're never going to be able to please everybody.
Right.
But if you can please yourself, then that energy, that positivity, it will come through your pores, and people will love that.
Yes.
So stay in your core. Keep your soul. Protect your soul. Don't be judgmental, because it can be very harsh sometimes, and you can hurt people by doing that with your words. And 3, like, stay in your core. Like, protect your boundaries, your principles, your morals, the things that you believe, and that you believe. Because if you go over that and you erase that, you're gonna lose your soul.
Yeah.
So that's my third advice.
It all has like effects.
Yes.
If you don't do one or the other. Effect. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Thank you, Taylor.
Beautiful. This was amazing.
So much fun.
I want to make sure everybody knows like where to follow you, what they can look forward to.
Body by Roxy.
Right.
BODYBYROXY. Body by Roxy. And that's on Instagram.
Okay.
And my website, which is still like, I'm working on it, but you can already see it, loveroxy.com. And that's pretty much the main, and then you go on the Love Rock and my Instagram, then you can see the other, my TikTok, my Twitter, and everything else.
Yes, everything is there. Okay. I was gonna say amen. I was gonna say so all your 3 tips was like an amen in my head, so I had to say it out loud. So.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. This was amazing by the beautiful Roxy Aguirre. There we go. I got it right
now.
And please tune in to further episodes that we'll have. We have an amazing lineup coming. So thank you so much, and stream us. See you in the next episode. Bye.